I'm going to play 3 videos of a rainy day, but I've replaced the audio of one of the videos, and instead of the sound of rain, I've added the sound of bacon frying. So actually, I lied. They're all bacon. Sound is a language. It can trick us by transporting us geographically. It can change the mood. It can set the pace. It can make us laugh, or it can make us scared. I think that with our work through the sound library, we're trying to kind of expand the vocabulary of that language. And in that way, we want to offer the right tools to sound designers, filmmakers, video game and app designers to keep telling even better stories, creating even more beautiful lies.
Wow. Welcome to APP TV live stream. We have Tasos, Patrick, Andrew. Please, Tasos, what do you mean by lies? Like, that's crazy. You're going to lie to us about sound?
Exactly, yeah. I guess that that was part of the TED presentation, where I think the idea there is that sound is not really realistic, you know, and especially when it comes to film. So if it was realistic, you would be recording on set, you know, where on set, typically what you do is you just record the voices, the actors. So, you know, obviously here, this audience knows it, but, you know, when a phone is ringing in a movie, it's not actually ringing. Everything is added in post, of course. But the idea is that if we were to record sounds the way they were in the environment during the filming, it wouldn't sound as real. So you use sound to actually make it sound more real. So
wow.
and to do that, you're not coming from a standpoint of realism. You're coming more from actually designing the sound from scratch.
And now, Andrew, we should do the quick round robin on everybody, who they are and what they do. But Andrew, you've got a huge experience in crafting sound.
I still design sound today. I've just released a library of stuff for one of the people I work with, Cherry Audio. They've just released their Mercury 8, and I've done a bunch of presets for that, and you know, it's an ongoing thing. And I design sound for film and TV and all for theatre and God knows what else. So yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and I've known Tasos since probably, I think, 2008, 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Maybe 7.
And I've been following what he's been doing, and he's right. You know, using sound in the way that it's used in TV, film, etc., is you're making things hyper real in the same way you are with videoing. You're focusing on a specific part of a room. You're not seeing all the shit and everything. You're just focusing on that part, and you're giving it an authentic feel. And that's also where Patrick comes in, because he allows me to take the sound that Tasos talked about, the sound we get on location, and make it ridiculously good in real time and do all sorts of wonderful things. Tell us more, Patrick.
Yeah, so I'm Patrick Donohoe. I'm from BorisFX, and I'm part of the CrumplePop team. We make AI audio restoration, so noise removal, voice enhancement, leveling tools for video editors, content creators, audio engineers. We try to kind of fit everywhere in the pyramid of media production people. And so we've been doing audio cleanup tools since about 2015. We've been doing AI audio restoration since around 2021. And yeah, so we make tools that hopefully help your audio sound better and remove issues that you have. And we try to make it as easy and helpful as possible.
Cool. So now, Tasos, Soundsnap. We're going to do the first half of the show on basically focused on Soundsnap. Patrick, please get in there and ask all sorts of great questions for about Tasos' passion and drive for recording sound And suddenly, you know, a few years later, you're like one of the leading suppliers of a sound library for Hollywood film effects, film sound effects. You know, go ahead, Andrew. Sorry, you're muted there, buddy. Sorry.
I was just saying, yes, suddenly it was an overnight success.
Yeah. So let me ask you one question just before we get into the details of SoundSnap. When you were a kid, did you annoy your parents by making a lot of sound?
I actually no. It's funny, but not a lot of sound. I mean, look, I started more as a musician, and I grew up with a music studio under my house, and then from that, you know, this was the time of I finished. You know, I made some albums in England and Germany, but then after Napster, I realized that music is not the best way to make a living, and I started getting more into sound design and all that, and then we, you know. Just to get to, you know, a quick intro, SoundSnap was launched in around 2007. Not around 2007, in 2000, you know, in the middle of 2007, and with only 30,000 files. And it has grown steadily to the point that today we have around 550,000 sounds, which are used in film, television, video games, advertising, and so on.
You're the leading supplier now, pretty much, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's some others that have that are also pretty good, but I think that we are, you know, we're definitely the biggest from the famous, the most well-known sound effects libraries. We're certainly the most, let's say, high traffic. We're the one that is used the most. That's for sure.
So why with AI coming and sort of the crafting of sound, the big question, I guess, and you get it, it's like, is organic sound dead?
So I don't think so. I don't think so yet. So okay. So let's think about AI for a second. You know, I think AI will change a lot of things. It's going to change workflows. It's going to change how the metadata is processed and improved. It's going to change a lot of things, but I think there's going to be a place for sound effects libraries, and I can, you know, we can discuss it right here. Why I think that is. I mean, let's assume you're looking to build a scene, okay? And let's assume you care about your audio, okay? You're going to be looking. Let's assume you're looking for a gunshot, okay? You can generate, you know, with Gen AI tools, you can make gunshots, but it's going to take you some time. If you search on a website like ours, in half a second and 400 milliseconds, you can get 5,000 results instantly, right? To do that with AI, of course, that's going to be a lot more expensive, and it's going to take much longer. And people need, you know, I think that professionals need something that's very well recorded. AI is not there yet. It's gonna get there, of course. And they need a lot of versions fast. And AI cannot do that today. Now, you may say in 5 years or in 2 years, AI might be fast enough and good enough to do that. Well, then, though, what's the point of it doing that? What is it going to make a sound effects library? We already have sound effects libraries. I mean, what is it? It's not going to be. Andrew, please.
So what's really interesting is I remember when PowerPoint came out and the video industry, such as it was, said, oh God, we're never going to, you know, all that corporate work we had, we're not going to get it anymore because everyone's using slides and stuff, right? And we know that even now people using, whether it's video or whatever, are using sound effects libraries that are built in, and they're really shitty, but they kind of do the job. You have the single ka-ching for the cash register, you have a monkey, you know, you have all of that, you have all the standard stuff, right? And for an awful lot of applications, if you're just doing a presentation in your company to a board or to your team, that's all you need, right? And even for some social media, if you want to have just a quick sound effect, you AI search it, generate something, that will do. If you want a monkey, it will give you a monkey. Try searching for bonobo monkey with appropriate background sounds at 6 a.m. You know, just around about daybreak or whatever, 7 a.m., whatever it is. It's a different thing. So here's the thing. Whilst AI is good at giving you stuff that you can use for quick turnaround things. What sound effects libraries, and especially yours, Tasos, does, is it provides that step of realism that sells the shot. And not everyone needs that, but that's what it does, and that's not going to disappear.
I totally agree. Can I add that there is going to be, of course, there's going to be uses for AI. There's going to be situations where you upload I can see this in the very near future, and a lot of people are experimenting with what they call video to sound. You're uploading a video and you're getting a sound design back. It's not going to sound that great. I think even in the future, you're going to need humans to actually, add the aesthetic component and choose exactly which swish and which type of, the machine is not going to be too good on the aesthetic part. So I think there's going to be a need for that, but it is going to be very useful for content creators and for the mass market. So it's going to create a different lane. It's going to expand the market, maybe for let's call it, if you can say that. But I mean, it's not going to replace the professionals. Right now, it might become a companion to them. To what they're doing to maybe find sounds faster and so on. So I think it's not too bad. And I have to tell you, I can say right here, I mean, we are actually a big provider to the AI companies, a big licensor. So some of the bigger ones are using our content to train their models. So,
how does that work, Tasos? How does that work? Do you you license them the sounds to train their models on, and like is it shooting yourself in the foot by providing these assets? Because I think a lot of content creators feel the same way with their stock footage, right? They're concerned about it.
Yeah. Well, this was a big debate internally, but listen, these companies are going to do it with or without us. It's not like Tasos or Kyle or Patrick can stop them, So whether I license them
Andrew can
or not, Andrew may. They're going to do this with or without us. So we'd rather make some money for us and for our, more importantly, also for our, content providers. So I would say that's why we actually took the step to participate in this. And some of them also, they give you some access to models early. There's also that component. But I mean, I would say that, I don't see it as, I thought about it very deeply, and I don't think it's going to compete. It's more going to complement, or it's going to create a new lane. But also, of course, I'm biased here,
Well, no, I think the important thing here is also understanding that, as with music and as with video, it's about the mix. It's about how you bring all of the elements together. And whilst you can automate some of that, you can say just put all the sound effects in. It's kind of at what level, starting when, at what pitch, with what effects on them, panned to where, for what duration, with what EQ. All of those decisions have to be made to give you a really solid sound picture, sound canvas, right? So I don't think that's going to disappear anytime soon. And the fact is, you have more choice with sound effects, with the sound effects library. I mean, you get some good things. You do get some good things from AI, some of the AI sound libraries, but they are. It's like the discussion we had last week, Kyle, with Carl and.
Color, about basically color and reality and image. Yeah. I would like to actually I'd like to bring Patrick in on this, because Patrick, your tools are smart tools, really smart tools, and we're going to get a demo of Patrick's tools in a bit. And first, but we're going to get a Tasos demo of the library. But Patrick, what's your take? I mean, you're using AI augmented workflow for your stuff. What's up with? How do you take it?
I think a lot of our take on it is a lot of these tools have existed long before AI. This is just an easier workflow to do it, and there are pros and obviously there's cons as well to using AI. You have a little bit less control, but you get a pretty miraculous result when you're thinking about, restoration or anything like that. That's not necessarily creating sound effects or generative, but it's essentially using that same process in a different way. I think with stuff like sound effects or generative stuff, the idea is that you want still a human involved to like authenticate that and bring authenticity to it, where it's like, oh, I can prove that this is the exact sound effect that I want. This is correct. It fits the user, it fits the use case, and it's real. Where AI stuff can't really do that step of authenticating it or giving it a reality that it exists in.
Excuse me, if I can add also something. There's also a bit of a hurdle into the, Andrew talked about the creative decisions and all that. There's not a lot of data sets out there to train the AI on. What do I mean is image plus timelines. Someone would have to actually take hundreds of thousands of, of projects and good projects to train it on. And I think that's not easy to collect those. So there's a few hurdles to getting there. But eventually they
as
might.
well as the mixer settings, the
yes, all of that.
Yes.
All of the reverb, everything, the pan, everything, yeah.
So, Tasos, that brings us to that great question that you and I were discussing about who records or organizes all these sounds. So have you recorded every single one of your sounds? And have you put it into a category and tagged it? Like,
Certainly not me. 50,000 sounds. I mean, look, it's it's around 100 people all over the world who over the years have been kind enough to supply their content to us. We work with people who already own their own library. So we very rarely commission. Of course, often we ask people to what we're looking for, but we do not commission, and we work with people who typically sell on other websites as well, and we've just found a way to organize the content in a, let's say, more convenient way. I would say, so these people are all like, let's say, entrepreneurs, so we're sort of a library of libraries in that sense.
Well, speaking of libraries, let's take a look at your library there, Tasos. How does SoundSnap work? Yes.
Look. Okay. So if we were to,
this isn't the front screen though. This is not the. Do you mind just showing your splash screen first? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, obviously here we have some of our clients, some credits. These are some of the main categories that we see, think represent a lot of what our users do. Obviously transitions and trailer hits for useful for editors, but also ambiences and pulses. But also we have, a lot of content for, game designers and app designers and so on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know why that didn't come up. I will give me 1 second. I guess, hang on 1 second. I see. Give me a second. It was one of the screens for some reason it's not working. Okay, I will get back to that.
Should I share it again? Should I stop?
At least the audio's working.
Yeah, I guess that's, I don't know why it's not there.
Sound effect time.
Yes. Add to stage.
That's fun.
Okay, Patrick. Sorry, Tasos, did your screen come back or?
I just shared it again.
Okay. And it's not working. Add to stage. Are you guys seeing it? Because I can't see it.
Hang on, let me just add this.
Andrew, maybe you could switch then, because it's not working for me. There we are.
There we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is the homepage, obviously, with some of our clients and our credits here. And see, these are some of the categories I was talking about earlier. These are sort of our staff picks, I would say. Once you go into one of these, so let's go to cinematic transitions. I'm going to play some audio now. And what I'm doing here is, can you hear these whooshes?
Oh, yeah. Nice sounds.
Yep, can hear all of those.
So when you're trying to find something here, how does one go about finding it, and why is yours different? Your library, the one that people in Hollywood movies call for?
So I would say one of the main. First of all, we were. To be honest, part of it is that we were early, and we had a bit of a early mover advantage there, and we took that advantage and we reinvested into content. So we actually, so a lot of the first years, instead of kind of getting profit, we would just turn everything back into building the library aggressively. And I knew that the content. I wasn't 100% sure, but I had a feeling that the content is going to be the most important thing here. Then, of course, the metadata matters a lot, and the accuracy, how clean it is, and so on. And I have to be honest, we can even improve from here. There's still certain things that could be improved.
So, quick question: metadata.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
When you talk metadata, is it through the post-production process that it tracks the licensing information, and when you in Premiere or Avid or Resolve?
Not so much
No.
on the file itself, but I would say more for searching. So we don't particularly embed the files, even though they might have some metadata. But I'm referring more to the metadata that's used for our own search engine, and how you can, we're talking about the description, the categorization, the tagging.
And I think one of the important things about what you've done with Soundsnap is that of all the libraries that are out there, the biggest pain in the ass with any library, it doesn't matter how big it is can you find a sound you need quickly? And I've got to say, Soundsnap is really. I think that's why you've got such an avid following. It's the ability to be able to find sounds from 550,000. They're presented in front of you. It's it's some weird voodoo you've got going on there, Tasos.
Thank you. I mean, it doesn't feel like that because people are always complaining. But yeah, I mean, I have to say, but I have to tell you. All of this is a moving target. You fix one thing and then people complain about the next thing. So it is very interesting to follow what people, getting the feedback and being able to fix. We're pushing this like almost every day or every other day.
Cool.
Can I ask, are you doing anything with sonic fingerprinting so that
Yes.
you're using
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
What is sonic fingerprinting? Okay, so I'm going to just try this screen share again. I had it set up earlier. It was beautiful. And I'm going to try. Oh, there it works now. Perfect. Awesome. Okay,
So
stand by. I'm going to try one more thing here. Add to stage. And it doesn't work. Well, that's weird. Okay, stand by. Oh, look at that. Cancel. Okay, well, we'll stick with this one.
So
Right
when it
there.
comes,
Right.
we processed our content in order to be able to use, let's call it AI, to a little machine learning, in order to actually be able to suggest similar sounds. So audio fingerprinting helps with that. So if we're right here, I can find one of these sounds. This one, okay. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit similar, and it takes us right here. So I don't know. We're gonna see if they're similar or not. You can tell me. I don't know.
I hear it.
These are very distorted. Yeah, these are pretty nasty. I'm gonna. Oops, this broke.
Well, it sounded pretty good though. I mean, I could hear the frequencies there.
I'm gonna search for something else. I'm gonna search.
While you're searching, I'm going to tell us a quick story. I was recording. Basically, I was trying to craft the sound of a film projector playing, rolling out. And go ahead while you're searching. I'm just going to fill time. So anyway, I couldn't find the right sound effects. It was 15 years ago or something like that, and I had to use a drill, like one of those drills for the pounding the pavement. and I slowed it down and pitched it, and it goes, and I got the right frequency, and then I stretched the sounds as the film rolled out, but it was really just listening, you know, and paying attention to the sounds.
Yes. So we're
seeing you bringing up all of those effects, by the way.
I can say, I know. I mean, I'm going to select one of these. Let's say bike building, hit similar, and by using this audio fingerprinting, it's supposed to find the most similar things. Here, this seems not very similar, but okay, actually, well.
But you could combine those, like, you know, because if the bell, the ring of the bell wasn't funny enough or scary enough, you could take those sounds and combine them. And that's one of the things that I've always found with sound effects, sound design, and layering. I just layer and layer and layer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this one more time here. I'm just going to play the whooshes in order here. So it's not really using the metadata. It's the actual audio that has been read by a system, and it's comparing them with some sort of machine learning to find you the closest to each sound. So that's one interesting thing that we've been doing. So Andrew, you're muted.
You're quite right, and this is a sound related show, so why not? So it's probably, I imagine you're looking at amplitude rather than frequency content, or are you looking at both?
I mean, it's you know, this specific this is a algorithm developed by Google, but it's a bit above my pay grade actually to tell you what it's actually doing.
We should have a discussion. We should have a chat about that offline another time. But yes, I can see how it's working though.
This was no. I mean, listen. From my understanding of machine learning, they often develop a lot of these would often develop a sort of an image. The image contains information on amplitude, but also on frequencies, and then they would compare the two images. So they go from audio to image, compare the images going back to audio. So it's quite interesting how, cool. And one little other feature I wanted to show quickly here, just a nice little trick. Up here, a lot of people don't know this one, but you can search in different languages. So I'm just gonna, I can search for something in Greek, for example. I'm gonna select Greek.
So you can get a whoosh in German?
No. No, I mean, you can search in your native language, and it will give you results. Obviously, our metadata is in English, so it translates it and gives you the results. So I'm going to search for. I'm going to search in Greek. That's not going to mean anything to you. Podilata, which means
it's all Greek to me.
Exactly. Yeah. but so you can see I searched in the local language, but I'm getting results in English. So this is quite useful because sound designers, they're not necessarily the experts in language, So
that's
this
awesome.
Is something that So
really
this is
cool,
a nice
man.
little thing we developed. But the other stuff is the usual. We also have an AI voiceover, but I'm not going to show it right now. I think it's not particularly for this session necessarily, but we do have an AI voiceover that works really well.
You
and I stopped sharing. If that's okay. Sorry.
That's all right.
I didn't warn you. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. So, Patrick, do you have any thoughts on how the interface works and what you would do with the sounds? And I would like to actually also tell everybody that both of you are musicians. In fact, Patrick has been in the same sound studios as Prince recorded in, and he's been in at the school. Didn't you go to the school with the same school?
No. I've just being in Minneapolis, it's kind of hard to avoid any sort of connection to Prince. He's done a lot here.
So
but
what
no,
was your-
I've never been in like his I've never been recorded in Paisley Park or anything like that. But he's touched so much music stuff in this city, so it's hard to say you haven't had some experience with something Prince has done.
Right, but is that would you say it's fair to say that both of you, Tasos, and both of you, Patrick, started your passion for sound from a music base?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
me as well.
would failed musicians be the? would that be too harsh? Yeah. No, I mean, in quotes or not,
Here's the thing: most music people coming through from a musical background into the creative arts, and editing, film, video, etc., even coding for some of these things. People that have come through from music have a particular take on stuff. They understand about rhythm and timing and finding a feel to something, and they bring that to all of this stuff. So even if and neither of you can be accused of this. I certainly can, even if you're a shitty musician, right? The fact is you've already got a sense of something working and finding that flow state and doing these things. So I think you do naturally, in both of your fields, bring something unique to it because you come from a musical background. What's your thinking on that? Patrick?
I think that's definitely the case. It's kind of going to our origin. We were doing, video production work, documentary stuff. And so we'd hand off a lot of projects, or we'd work with a lot of different editors. We were editors ourselves. And, this was at kind of the beginning of YouTube, Vimeo, that kind of stuff. And so it would be like, you'd finish the project, you'd upload it. And we'd notice like so much audio work that you're seeing on the internet was gorgeous video. But then the audio is kind of like adjusted the levels, and that was it. Like, and sometimes it would be at like, negative 20 dB. So like super quiet, you got to crank your system up, all of that. And in doing all of that, you'd realize how much video people don't really want to jump into audio as much. They're willing to go the extra distance for color, for the right shot, for lenses. But audio would kind of be the like, yeah, I would love it to sound good, but like I either have a guy who does that for me, or I'm going to do the basics. I don't want to open a compressor. I don't want to open an EQ. I still want it to sound good, but like what's on my shotgun mic or what's, on my general audio gear is kind of good enough for me. And we saw that as sort of like, there's a lot of tools from music production that are helpful to video editors that maybe your content creator doesn't know about, or maybe your video editor just doesn't have an interest in even kind of diving into. And so one of the goals when we started doing audio tools was to make something that was easy enough, had not as much math or technical skills required to get a good result quick. And that's kind of how we got to where we got today, where we do, multiple AI restoration tools to make it better.
I want to show what your unless you want to share, Patrick, but I would love to show what we have for your site, because it's pretty darn cool, man. Let me just see if I can add the stage here. No, it's not working. Damn. Okay, let's try that. Okay, here we go. Premiere Pro, and I'm going to switch it to this one here. So your CrumplePop, this one here, right?
Yep, that's us.
Now you partnered with BorisFX.
Yes.
Here, I'll put you on here, Patrick. There you are, Andrew. So Patrick, tell us. First of all, you started making these. Three of you guys, right?
Yes.
Each of you did different types, part of the production process. Palled together, realized that editors needed some help, and then suddenly you build the software, and BorisFX goes, "Yes, we'll buy the company," and you partnered with them, right?
Yes, about 3 years ago, we partnered with BorisFX, and kind of the concept was the same thought. They work directly, mostly with video editors, VFX, motion graphics is primarily the focus at that time. And so they were like, hey, we think audio is a cool idea. You guys are making stuff for, our audience as well. And so we kind of partnered up together, and we've had, an awesome start there. And now since doing that, BorisFX has also added Sequoia and Samplitude, Music Studio as well. So more audio tools are available there as well, and we're kind of building out an audio division at BorisFX, targeting music production, post-production for audio, and mastering, mixing, recording, all of that.
Wow. So are you going to, sorry, Tasos, you had something to say?
If I can intersect, sorry, quick question. If I may ask, I'm just curious, Patrick, are you, did you guys merge or did the guys buy you? If you want to say, I mean, I don't know if it's...
We were acquired, yes.
You were acquired. That's great. Congratulations. If I can ask in a follow-up, I mean, would you say that, so there's a kind of cross-selling between the products, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
right.
We're part of the BorisFX suite, which features, Continuum, Sapphire, Mocha,
and the audience is now, it's a bigger audience and they both buy the same stuff. So your stuff needs, visual plugins and they need audio. Would you see, would you say, if you can say, would you say the sales accelerated of both? Like,
oh yeah, I would say joining, it makes a ton of sense with both audiences. It's just filling out your toolkit. So if you commonly are using Continuum or Sapphire or Mocha, you may also be touching audio or other sections of production, or your team might be. And so this is sort of a good mix of tools that you can use for video production, but also for and we've find a way to kind of meld those together and work to create sort of a creative toolkit that any sort of video editor, audio editor, VFX, motion graphics person can work in. That's kind of our thought process.
Will you give us a demo, Patrick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you have to share your screen. I see that it seems to be timed out on your the feed. That's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay. We're live. Mistakes are fun. I had all of these layouts beautifully set up for the look and everything, and for some reason they stopped working perfectly. Which live streams are fun. So, Patrick, you're ready? Okay, yeah, I'm going to add yours to the stage. I can take mine off and add yours. Here we go, and there we go. Awesome. Let's hear the sound. Make sure it's there.
Let's talk about.
Yep. Sweet. Awesome. Great. So, what do you got to show us?
Yeah. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you kind of our basic tool set. And so we have kind of two concepts. We have sort of your traditional noise removal tool. So what that does is it takes a certain type of noise and separates the voice from it and removes it. So we kind of, when we started out, we did that with basically just generic noise. So that's your room tone, your hum, your, kind of ambient noise that you would get recording. And so that could be in a situation where, like, for us, what was really common is we'd go and shoot an interview. You don't know what the room's going to sound like. You don't know if people are around. You don't know how, you don't have time to prep the space. And so to us, it was like even just getting rid of room tone was important. And so our first tool that I'll show you, and this is kind of the basis for the other ones.
Stand by. I just wanted to make sure that people could see that the range of tools that you have while you were talking about it. So. Yes.
And so all of these are available as VSTs. They're also available as AU and AAX. But the first tool I'm going to show you is just audio denoise. This is kind of our basic tool that just removes noise. We try to make it so for this series of tools, it doesn't color the voice. We want to keep that same character that was in the recording. We don't want to change any of that. We want to make it so you have the power to kind of tweak it from there. We do add a little bit of proximity effect to kind of bring the person closer to the mic, because we find that has been a pleasant thing in all of our testing. And then we just remove noise. So I'm going to play you a clip of someone recording a voiceover right next to a fan. Not the most realistic, but you may be next to a hard drive or an electrical system. Commonly happens, or just loud room tone. Here's a good example.
Let's talk about good audio and how sometimes it just doesn't happen.
And then here's our, this is just no adjustment. This is you've applied the effect, default settings.
Let's talk about good audio and how sometimes it just doesn't happen.
So I'm going to I'm going to give this a 100 and give you a before and after just so you can hear both. So before.
Let's talk about good audio and how sometimes it just doesn't happen. Let's talk about good audio and how sometimes it just doesn't happen.
So as you can hear there.
That's clean.
Yes, we want to make it clean, but we don't want to make any creative decisions for you with these. Like everything from here is up to you. It's got a nice vocal tone. The noise is gone. What you want to do with it from there is your choice. And
So when you compare that to podcast, Adobe Podcast, or basically Adobe's Premiere's tools are great, but you have to render.
Yep.
Podcast is a better tool than the onboard one, but you have to basically send that audio somewhere else to get analyzed, and it bounces back. This is real time, local, full security, so nobody's able to hear what you have to say in the podcast, instance. Not all of Adobe's stuff is external, but you can still have it on board, private. How are you doing this with such high quality without having to render?
So that's a great question. Part of our idea was people don't want to break their workflows. They don't want to in Premiere. You don't really want to leave Premiere. So our goal was, can we make a model that works fast enough to be inside a plugin? Because all plugin audio is streaming. So it is processing as it hears it. And so our goal is to make a model that could do that process, work like an EQ or a compressor or another tool that you would use on your audio, so fairly fast. And so we've been making our own models since about 2021, and that was the goal. And our thing is, people know how to use effects. People know how to use plugins. They also have their own setups, though. So, like, we want to be able to be modular. So we want to make it so if you want to add a EQ or compression after this, feel free. Throw it within your signal chain, however you want to do that. If you want to share this between systems, since we do have plugins available in AU and AAX as well, you can save this and go to a different platform if you'd like, and it will work the same. Just apply it, put in a preset, and you're set. And kind of on top of that, with all of this, we want it to be as simple as possible. There's one knob on that. That's mostly what you need to do. You can change the low, medium, and high, but that's kind of just getting into the weeds if you need to. But mostly we just want to take the work away. You don't have to, clean anything out. You don't have to go super deep. It's just, I like this sound at 75%, or I like it at 100, and it sounds good, and I'm done. Move on.
Dude, as an editor, I'm just like, you said VST, and then I think AUX or something. I don't know. I'm not like, and I know the terms, but I just don't really know what they are because I'm an editor. I don't want to know.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's a VST. I just want to make it work and sound good. And this is what I love about your tool.
Platform. Yes. So yeah, on that, it doesn't matter what the plugin platform is, what your editor is, or what your NLE or DAW, we're going to work in it most likely.
DAW, digital audio
workstation. Yes.
Damn, what is it with you guys and your 3-letter acronyms?
Of course.
Can I just
well,
say,
other than MIDI, which is 4.
Yeah.
Can I say, well, .mid. Can I just say how much I hate you, Patrick?
Oh, for what?
Well, I'm one of those guys that used to enjoy watching hard drives defrag. I'd watch each thing, back in the day. I wasted so much of my time doing that. And I took great pride when I was processing voice audio from a really bad recording in getting it sounding production ready, using a million different plugins and A/Bing and doing all this stuff. I took great pride in that. I really don't have to do that anymore. I can just so I have no excuse now to jump out from the edit and do something mad and soundy. I've just got to carry on with the edit because your stuff works. And that's the greatest compliment I can pay you, is that you've deprived me of all of that time out. Tasos, what's your thinking on this? Because I know at some point you're going to need to go. Is that right?
No, I still have till top of the hour. Thank you. Here's a quick question, because I'm not Patrick. Why do you think Adobe doesn't? They're not really in the plugin business, of course, but why do they need to render every time?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
This is just me taking my guess. But like a lot of a lot of this processing stuff is really system intensive. And so a lot of people will put it on the cloud to kind of move past that. We think there's power in being able to do it on your own system, not having to leave your editor to bounce something up to the cloud to get it back. And so our goal is to kind of just keep it fast. But to do sort of really nice audio cleanup or video cleanup, it requires some processing speed. And especially when you're editing, you're putting your GPU on rendering out video effects or doing color or resampling or whatever. And you could do that in the cloud as well. But generally, all your resources on your computer is going to the visual. It's not necessarily going to the audio. And so I think that would be my guess.
It may also have something to do with licensing fees to do, things like VST, VST3, etc. There's always these things, and most companies want to own whatever tech they've got, right? And if you release plugins, essentially, if you go down the plugin route, then you've got to adopt one of the plugin standards. At which point, so I can see why. I think I'm just really glad we've got. CrumplePop. I've got to ask you, where the hell did you come up with that name?
Okay, so this is
yes.
This is interesting because, ironically, so when we started, we didn't do any audio stuff to start. We were Final Cut 6 and 7 editors, and we made. Yes, this is a throwback. This is about 2009, 2010-ish. And so when we started doing this, our concept was to make master templates for Final Cuts. And so our first set of templates was a series of ripped out paper and crumpled up paper and fonts and stuff you could use for lower thirds, for titling, all of that. And since it was crumpled paper, we were like, hey, we're CrumplePop. And ironically, that name stuck with us for years. And now that we make audio stuff, it maybe fits a little better than it did when we were doing sort of more templates and titles.
I love it. I think that in a world of SEO, search engine optimization, where keywords have to be in the name, and so that your searchability is there, and it's just like. It's so refreshing to have something that is, pricks up the ears.
Hey, I appreciate it. We have talked about it many times, internally, where we're like, oh, it's such a non-serious name and all of that. But over years, it's kind of just lasted, and we've stuck with it. We love it. And it fits kind of what we do. But now instead of it being the characteristic, it's we would like to help you remove the crumple or the
CrumplePop. I would love to hear. Would you be able to show us in 10 minutes or less? Show us maybe 8. Show us the different tools that you have, because it's great to hear the voice. But I would love to get the grand scheme of things. I'll send you back to our other setup here. Okay. And I guess we're not sharing anymore, eh? On stage. There we are.
Someone's got a great sound effect in the background going.
That's a siren. You can hear mine.
Yes,
Tasos.
Yeah. And so, okay, just to kind of keep going through these. So our main or our set of kind of removal tools kind of can tackle a bunch of different issues. So we have audio denoise that handles your hum, your room tone, all that kind of stuff. We also have an echo removal that handles.
Can you show us the pictures of the tools, the logo picture tools thing? Because it'd be nice to see the differentiation if you have it available. Otherwise, I could show it too.
I don't have it exactly pulled up right now, but I can kind of just show you. See,
awesome.
These ones are all kind of standard. They have this similar UI. This is our echo removal tool. It's all the kind of same setup for these. And so our concept was to target the main issues that we ran into as video editors and media creators, and that was echo, reverb. It was in every one of our clips. We could remove it, and so we have a tool that does that. We have one that fixes clipping, so instead of the flat line at the top, it can redraw where your peaks would have been if you lowered your track, and kind of can deal with that harsh distortion.
So it actually gets rid of a clipping distortion.
Yes.
Holy crow.
And then just kind of keeping going down the line, we also do traffic removal, which kind of gets rid of like engine noise, cars driving by, like those kinds of sounds, kind of just urban outdoor noise. If you're recording in a city, that sort of background sound that mostly comes from cars. We have a wind removal, and that handles everything from rumble to like high-end wisps. And then we have 2 free plugins. These are all free to try, by the way, at CrumplePop or at BorisFX.com. But we have 2 free ones that are pop removal and rustle removal. And pop obviously deals with popping. You didn't put on a pop filter and you use P's and B's. It solves that exactly that. And then rustle remover, which fixes like lavalier noise, like you rub your lav on your sweatshirt, someone moves during an interview and causes that. It helps remove that as well. Exactly that sound. And so that was kind of our initial goal, was we just want to solve these common problems. And we also have a leveling tool where you set it to whatever you want it to be at, -6 dB, how strong you want it to adjust the levels while you're doing that, and that's it. And so
and that has a compressor and a limiter embedded with it, so that you can it'll do like your broadcast voice kind of like sweetening.
So it's not exactly a leveler, or it's not exactly a limiter, it's not exactly a compressor, it's not exactly a vocal riding tool. It's a combo of all three, or like a levels riding tool. It's all three. And so we wanted to just make a tool where you don't ever have to think about it. Just set the level, set your strength for ride that level, and that's it. It's done. Like, you can take it as a track effect, you can use it as a clip effect. That's the case with all of these, and just sort of finish your stuff.
Can I play this? See if it works?
It'll just be a product.
When you're making a video or podcast, it's a common problem. Some parts of your audio are too loud, and some are too quiet. Levelmatic is a plugin that intelligently adjusts your levels so that your entire video or podcast sounds consistent and professional. Here's what it sounded like before Levelmatic was applied.
Ted Hall basketball coming at you. Let me let you in on a little secret. It's called the step back 3. Come back here, shoot, score.
And here's what it sounds like after Levelmatic has been applied to the clip.
Ted Hall basketball coming at you. Let me let you in on a little secret. It's called the step back 3. Come back here, shoot, score.
Levelmatic automatically detects.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and so our idea was always like, these are good tools. These are sort of the common issues we run into. You can mix and match. They all work together. Again, completely modular, works with any other effect. No need to render it out. It just sort of works.
And in case any of you are wondering... Oh, sorry, Tasos, you've got a question.
I don't want to interrupt too much, but are these one-offs? Is it a one-time purchase, or is it a subscription?
We offer 2 different routes. You can either do a monthly subscription, annual subscription, or perpetual. We have all 3 available.
And they're not cheap, though, I got to say. I was like, I was really... I looked at the costs. Yours are affordable, but Boris is pretty up there, and the value's there though.
But we're talking about sound effects here, and I got to say, just in case anyone's wondering, I bought a subscription for these guys. Because I needed it. I do a lot of audio processing. I bought the subscription for this, and I have it, a rolling monthly thing, because they work, right? Because they work. And that's, so I'm not being paid to say this. They just work. Mm-hmm. Trust me on this. Try them. You try them for free.
Yes.
Same with Tasos' sound library. And this is part of what this is all about, right? We're talking about these things. With Tasos' sound library, I can create a really quick and dirty sound effect thing, using really shitty sound of wherever. But as soon as I want to make it real, to actually take people into the world I'd imagined, rather than just a sketch, that's where I use Tasos' sound library, and that's where I use Patrick's tools. These things work, and these guys are sort of heroes and legends for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Andrew, your experience in sound, it's amazing to how much you've done in your life with most people don't realize, but Andrew's been like a rock star on stage with thousands of people cheering you on, right?
Pardon?
Yeah. You know, he's actually been one of those on stage performers and
Produce.
yeah,
I was a producer, owned my own music studios for many years, and I've done a lot of product development over the years with lots of companies. So, you know, yeah, I've got a history, but then we all have those histories, right? And yet here we all are talking on the video channel about sounds for video and Hollywood and whatever. And that's what you guys give us. You give us those tools.
You're so modest. You're so modest. He was a rock star. He is still a rock star, sporting that hair. So we should probably give a shout out to our sponsors who have enabled us to have this amazing show live. Thank you. Sorry about the technical glitches, but we've got them down. So let's just say that I'll switch to. I'm going to give it a try. Here goes. Sponsors. There we are. Okay, and share this tab. So first of all, we're our live. I could get my mouth working, really. Okay, so Adobe Premiere Pro Editors. That's our group. That's why we're here, supporting our members, 29,000 members from around the world. Awesome professional editors. Love you guys. Thank you for being a part of all this. It's amazing. And our sponsors, Digital Anarchy. Yeah. Jim, damn, you are the kindest, most supportive guy. You've been there with our group since the beginning. Andrew, why don't you describe how cool the plugins are?
Oh, the Digital Anarchy stuff. Jim's. There are some plugins that you just need them when you need them, right? Things like Flickr Free, Beauty Box, Samurai Sharpen. Those things, when you need them, right? And you need them to just work. Anarchy just make the best tool sets. And, you know, for removing Flickr, the latest version of removing Flickr, for working with masking and beautifying some really difficult shots, Jim and Digital Anarchy just have all the tools. And if you need help, they provide help. Their customer support is second to none, as I know it is with you guys too.
And then there's also Lucid Link. Thank you, Gargana, Rupert. Man, you know what we love about Lucid Link is that we're able to share our assets. I've got it looks like I've got a petabyte of storage on my laptop. Yeah. Virtual drive, it's awesome. Patrick, Tasos, if you haven't used Lucid Link, you should be using it because it's incredible. It's kind of like Dropbox, but with super lifting power strength. Basically, I remember one time Rupert was telling us about an editor who was on an airplane being able to access his video assets, and with just a very narrow pipe, he was still able to stream the files and work with them as if they were local. And Lucid Link, unbelievably superpowers here. Access anywhere, work together.
And they've been very, very good to us. But listen, I just wanted to ask one last question of both Patrick and Tasos. Tasos, have you got some sort of deal going on for our members? Some sort of something? Do we have anything going on?
Yes, absolutely. That is. I think it's been on the group for a bit. We're giving just a small pack of 20 sounds, but which is a good starting point for a lot of people. Yeah. And also for the people who comment, I think Kyle, you've put this in the in the post.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can bring it up.
Yeah, for the people who comment, we're gonna give a free annual as well.
Wow.
Just something as a thank you to the community.
Great.
So, yeah, here we are.
Patrick, Boris have been very generous from time to time with providing discounts and things for members. We need to talk about that and do something new. And I know in the new year you've got some new stuff coming. So we'll get, unless you want to announce something now.
No, hold on.
We're coming. Okay, so here it is. Membership has its privilege. Tassos, thank you so much. You basically giving off some free sound effects. And then you also have a seat as well for a year that, when people comment in the stream, that's really awesome. Thank you, Tasos, for supporting the group. Really appreciate you being a sponsor. I love it. And so I guess we have Boris coming soon, or is that Patrick? I'm teasing you. It'd be great to have you guys on. Really, it would.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll talk in the new year. I know there's stuff going on. We can talk behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Tasos, got to tell you just one last time, your sound effects and what you've done with them and being able to find them and just the breadth of them, they have made some of the best films and videos out there. And I still, I like what you do a lot. So hats off to you. You've been doing this for a long time. 18 years. Great work, mate.
Yeah, close to that. You guys are very kind. No, thank you so much. This was actually a real pleasure to do. It went really fast, actually, which means we're having fun.
I have a question for you, Tasos, because you've had 3 Hollywood movies that have won Oscars. And in closing here, we're going to end with this beautiful moment here. A big question for you. Was it The Revenant that won for Best Sound Design?
It was.
Or best sound?
Look, I mean, these are movies that, some of our contributors.
Dunkirk.
Worked on,
Dunkirk won for Best Sound Editing.
Best Sound Mixing.
It said sound editing. I checked it. So, how does it feel to have your library used in an Oscar-winning Hollywood movie? Like, how does that feel, brother? Like, that's pretty cool.
Clarify. So just to clarify, some of our contributors, some of our providers worked on these movies, and so usually the way the deals work with the movie studios is that a lot of the people who make the audio, whether it's Foley or whatever, they own the content afterwards. So they license it to the movie, but they own it. So then they can license it to us. So, I can tell you honestly, I mean, this belongs to the people who worked on it. It doesn't have to do directly with us. And it's there. And of course, we're proud for them. But they'll work on something like Dunkirk, and then they'll provide content to us. But,
and that means,
I'm not going to take credit for
I didn't mean
they're the one. No, not at all. I just want to clarify.
But how does it feel to be even a part of that moment? Like when they went on stage and you knew that it was about sound and they won an Oscar and you knew that they had been working with the library. How does that feel?
I think it's a proud it's a proud thing, but it's all really it belongs to the people who did it. So
I think what
want
you're trying
to really
to say here,
yeah.
Tasos, I think what you're trying to say here is the same guys that did the sound design and the Foley for these movies have also provided part of the libraries they use for those to use. So people like myself, Patrick, Kyle, have access to sound libraries from those guys that came from the same Foley suite they used or designed
100%.
in these movies. So
thank you for the clarification.
Really cool.
Yeah, and 100%. And I would say not only that, a lot of other movies, some of the best series like, Westworld or Cannes Palme d'Or winner, Triangle of Sadness. A lot of, sound designers work with, Black Swan of Darren Aronofsky and so on. So we're very proud of our content. Yeah.
Yay, buddy. Okay.
So,
thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. Every Thursday, 10 a.m. But we're going to take a hiatus coming over the Christmas, Hanukkah festivals, winter solstice time. So I hope you guys have a beautiful time with your families and eat lots and have a beautiful time off.
We're coming round to you, Tasos, for Christmas dinner, by the way.
I mean, you're welcome.
Flying to Athens.
Flying
to Athens.
Coming,
you're actually not that far. So.
We're all coming. We're all coming. Don't you worry.
I don't have a Christmas tree here, so I mean,
cool.
For what it's worth.
Okay.
Guys,
thanks,
you've been
guys.
very nice. You've been very kind and nice. Thank you so much. This was a pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks for taking part. Appreciate it. Cheers.
And thank you, Patrick, too.
Yes, thanks a bunch.
Awesome. Ciao.
Bye.